We get a lot of questions on a regular basis about, do you work on a mobile phone? Do you work on a tablet? And the answer is yes. But you can create items that just don't make sense on a mobile device. If you have giant images that don't scale, or you have large text boxes that you want to have particular widths and heights, that's going to require scrolling and may not be ideal for a mobile phone. But most of the test layouts are. So you have radio buttons, checkboxes, rating scales, constant sums, ranking scales. Those all have attributes on the right-hand side where you can orient them to be responsive, which means it'll respond on a mobile phone or a tablet. There's also an option at the test level to say, I want to optimize this for mobile, and there's a little tooltip to explain what that does. In addition to that, we've created a mobile optimized item type called button option. And this is really set up so that as you create a question, you can make it as friendly as possible on a mobile device. So I'll create a standard question. Where in the world is Waldo? So I can put some options in here. I know I'm mixing themes here. San Diego, he's in Paris, he's in Tokyo, and he's in Mexico City. All right, so let's say I have a correct answer. This question doesn't make a ton of sense, but as I click finish, this now looks so that you have buttons that you can click on. So as a mobile phone user, it might be difficult or perceived to be difficult to click on the word Indianapolis to highlight the radio button, which it does. But some users think they have to get right in the center of that button, or the same thing with some scales. So we've given you the ability to make that selection area larger. And over on the right-hand side, there are a lot of options to set this up so that you can have the colors start to change as you select an option. So let's say I have a white and black background, and I work at a company where our colors are the Oregon Ducks, and it's green and yellow. I can have selections, so when they are selected, it turns green and yellow. So it really starts to shine through as to what that looks like. So I've changed this to be responsive on the right hand side layout. Let's make it question left, answer right. Let's make it answer below, and we'll set this up to be vertical. Actually, we'll just make it responsive. So at runtime, we'll see what this button option can do that's a little bit different from other items. So as I mentioned, all items are responsive if you make them responsive or click on responsive, but we'll try to simulate a mobile phone here. So as you drag it smaller, you can see my format changed. So it says I'm a desktop, I'm a desktop, I'm a tablet. And it switched it so it responds to be vertical because you have much less horizontal space on a tablet or a mobile phone. And then I'm going to drag it here to make it look like a mobile phone. Then, as I mentioned, a little bit aggressive on the color scheme, but if I'm the Oregon Ducks and I really want my brand to show, you can change the colors at selection and you can change the colors at default. Another interesting thing, since we did set some of those options as responsive on subsequent questions, if there is any scrolling on a given question, I'll go to this type here, it will respond and drag it down to a vertical alignment as I move to a smaller device. So the net of this button choice item is you have some options on color, you have some options on allowing it to be something larger on the clickable area, so a mobile phone user can just use their finger and click on those, and it gives it a little bit of branding at the same time. So that button choice, if you have a large mobile audience, can replace the radio button, the checkbox, or even the drop down, some of those multi-select items. So very useful, very friendly, and very flexible item type if you have a large mobile audience.